The Sky Penthouse at Tour Odeon Tower in Monaco is the single most expensive apartment in the world, estimated to be valued around $400 million. Spanning 5 of the upper floors of a 49-story building, the Sky Penthouse has 31,000 square feet of interior living space and 360-degree views. This over-the-top apartment is fascinating in and of itself, but what's even more fascinating is the tower and the country that the Sky Penthouse is located in. The Tour Odeon building did face a lot of criticism as it was being built due to its modern aesthetic and the fact that it blocked a lot of the neighbors' views of the ocean, but that didn't stop the developer from building these exclusive residences and then going on to sell them for top dollar. In today's video, we'll talk about the Monaco real estate market, the Tour Odeon Tower, and then last we're going to talk about the $400 million penthouse at the top of the tower that was making headlines for years as it was marketed for sale. So let's get into it, but really quick as always, if at any point during this video you're liking the video, if you could hit the thumbs up button down below for me, it only takes a second and it really helps me out a lot. Monaco is the second smallest country in the world with only 0.8 square miles of area and 40,000 residents. Located on this tiny strip of land in Western Europe, Monaco can be found just west of Italy and then just south of France. It is lined with the Mediterranean Sea to the south, and due to Monaco's shape and size, you're looking at the ocean from pretty much anywhere in the country. The country of Monaco also holds the record for most expensive real estate in the world, with land valued at $60,000 for just 1 square meter, and finished livable square footage averages about $5,200 a foot. Just to put that in perspective, I need to show you guys something real quick. So, I've got these marble looking porcelain tiles throughout my entire house. They're 24 inches by 24 inches square, which means they represent 2 square feet each. Where I live in Arizona, the average price per square foot for a home is about $450, which means that this one tile represents about $900 worth of value in a home. Well, in Monaco, since the average price per square foot for real estate is $5,200, that means that just this much livable square footage equates to about $10,400 out there. Crazy. Real estate values in Monaco at $5,200 per square foot means that Monaco is about 20% more expensive to buy a house than anywhere else in the world. Hong Kong is the next runner-up, with values there averaging around $4,400 per square foot, and Monaco's prices are about double the value of New York real estate, which sells for an average of $2,500 per square foot. One big reason for the real estate prices in Monaco to have been driven up so high is just simply because of supply and demand. If you think about it, since there's only 0.8 square miles of space in the entire country, you can fit all of Monaco inside of New York's Central Park. So not surprisingly, they're running out of space to build new properties in Monaco, which means the prices of existing real estate out there or new construction real estate are being driven through the roof. The country is full of luxury resorts and casinos and upscale dining, and is home to activities like the Monaco Yacht Show and the Formula One Grand Prix. So that's part of the reason why the wealthy choose to live and travel here. But the real reason why so many wealthy people choose to live or invest in Monaco is due to taxes. See, as long as somebody lives in the Principality for 6 months and 1 day out of the year, they are considered a resident, and that means that they don't have to pay capital gains tax, income tax, property tax, or wealth tax. That is a significant savings, especially if you're a billionaire, because if you compare it to living somewhere like in the US, if you're in one of the higher tax brackets, you're going to pay over 50% of your taxable income in income tax and capital gains tax. That amounts to hundreds of millions of dollars of annual taxes due for the highest earners around the world, but if you take up residency in Monaco, you can avoid that tax burden altogether. If you are wealthy enough to consider this as an option though, it's easier said than done, because you need to go through the process of applying for a long-term visa, then applying for a residence permit, and then you need to go through the annual renew process for years before you can even start the process of getting an ordinary residence permit. Then once you jump through all those hoops and you finally do get that permit, remember, you still need to technically live in Monaco for 6 months and 1 day out of the year. Now it's time to talk about the reason that you probably clicked on this video to begin with, and that is the Tour Odeon Tower, which houses the most expensive condo in the world. Standing 558 feet tall, mall with 49 floors, 259 residences, and 10 subterranean floors for parking. It was no easy task to squeeze this monster of a property on a lot right in the middle of this small country. You can see the building in construction on this Google Street View from 2011 that shows us that Tour Odeon Tower is literally sandwiched between other developments. Plus, access during construction was super challenging with these tight and winding streets. I've said it before that I've always been super impressed by these developers who are able to build these skyscrapers right in the middle of a city like this, because it's hard enough to get materials and people to a job site in a regular neighborhood where there's plenty of space. So I can't imagine the process of having to haul dirt out from a tight site like this, plus the process of bringing everything in that you need, like steel and concrete and glass and all of that. Tour Odeon's website has a pretty nice timeline that they outlined showing the process of the build from 2009 to when it was finished in 2016. They started the site prep and demo back in November of 2009. By December, they were working on the excavation and the foundation. Site prep was finished by February of 2010, and by October of 2011, the structural work and foundation were started. A few months later, the ground floor slab was finished, and just 9 months after that, the crew had built Tour Odeon up to the 10th floor. They made it up to floor 25 by December of 2012. Then July of 2013, the structural work was finished. In March of 2014, the building really started to take shape because this is when the facade cladding was added. April of the following year is when the interiors started to wrap up, and by June of 2015, the apartments started to be completed. July 2015, the first apartments were delivered to their new owners, and January of 2016 is when the team opened up the spa. So start to finish, this project took about 6 years, which is actually a really long time, at least in comparison to construction timelines in America anyways. But I imagine that that's largely because they needed to send construction crews into the site from other countries to get the job done. The Tour Odeon Tower set a new standard for luxury living, not just in Monaco, but internationally. So next we need to talk about the dream team who was able to pull this off. First, hats off to the architect Alexander Giraldi for being the visionary behind the design of this building. Giraldi's company is based in Florence, but has offices in LA, Berlin, and Doha. And you can see on his website that they have experience with banks, offices, retail shops, bars, hotels, and high-rises, so they had a great resume coming into this job. The construction was led by a company called Vinci Construction, which is one of the top construction companies in the world, with 115,000 employees completing over 70,000 projects per year. So even though the construction took a long time, the developer definitely picked one of the best for this build-out. Speaking of the developer, that was a group called Group Marzocco. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This group focuses mainly on Monaco luxury real estate development, and according to their website, they've completed around 10 properties total in Monaco, dating all the way back to 1981. You can see they show Tour Odeon at the bottom of their portfolio, and it looks like they have another cool one called Testimonio 2 coming soon. As a developer myself, I've always been drawn to these crazy large-scale projects like Tour Odeon Tower, because even though they look really big and crazy and complicated on the surface, these projects really only take a small team of experts and, of course, a ton of money to pull off. All right, so we've established that Monaco is the most expensive place on the planet to live. It's one of the most attractive places to go for billionaires, and it is home to a world-class tower that took a development team nearly a decade to complete. It should come as no surprise that this is where you would find the most expensive condo in the world. There are articles all over the internet about the tower's Sky Penthouse, with price estimates ranging from $335 million all the way up to $475 million. And at first, I had a really hard time understanding why there was so much variation in the advertised price for this place. Well, this penthouse first hit the market in 2015, right before Tour Odeon Tower was complete, but there's actually no record of it ever officially selling. We'll get into more on that in just a second, but I have to say first, because of the price and the exclusivity, it was really hard to dig up details on the Tower Sky residence online, but there's a few things that I could confirm for sure. It's got a rooftop pool with a slide. There's a 3-bedroom staff quarters inside. The place comes with a private chauffeur and caterer. It's got a dance hall. All 5 floors of the residence have their own kitchen. Each one of those floors is of course connected by elevator, and there's around 31,000 square feet of interior living space. I dug up a dozen different articles dated from 2014 all the way through 2021, and I could not find one that even had any finished photos of the penthouse. They've all been since photos removed from the website archives. There are some renderings available that show the floor-to-ceiling windows and the views and the water slide, but I quickly realized that that's about all we're going to get. Well, after continuing down the rabbit hole, as I always do, I think I finally figured out why there aren't any photos of this place available online. A local news outlet, Hello Monaco, has reported that as of January of 2020, the Sky Tower penthouse at Tour Odeon has officially been rented out, and by their report, it could be for as much as 600,000 euros per month. For anyone like me in America, 600,000 euros equates to about 680,000 US dollars per month. Huge letdown to hear that that Tower Sky penthouse never ended up setting the record in selling, but it does explain why we can't find any photos. See, a lot of the billionaires who can actually afford to live in a place like this are so incredibly private that they don't want anyone in the world to know what the inside of their residence looks like. And while most news outlets still report this penthouse as the most expensive condo in the world, my personal opinion is we can't give it that title anymore because it's never officially traded hands. With Monaco being such a hot destination for billionaires, and with the Sky Penthouse being marketed for years, I'm actually kind of surprised that they never found a buyer for that Sky Penthouse. Yes, they were asking a ton of money for the residence, but there's also a ton of billionaires out there in the world who can afford it, and you would think that just one of them would have wanted the bragging rights to own the most expensive condo in the world. At this rate, we'll probably never know for sure who ended up moving into that apartment, but I'm going to keep my eyes peeled in case this place ever hits the market again in the future. If you enjoyed the video today, guys, just one more reminder to give me a thumbs up before you go. That would really help me out a lot. And don't forget to click subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, because I'm putting out new episodes just like this one every week. But that's all I've got for you guys this time, so until next time, see ya!